Well, hello there, for anybody who's watching or hopefully hearing. Seems I'm gonna do a little bit of a different stuff this way. So, hi again, and this is the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer. Have I ever mentioned how much a break is, a bit frustrating? Although it's completely illogical given the fact that it's. Do you know that it just feels like such a kick in the nuts when something you have been waiting for a long time comes back and then immediately goes on a break again. It feels like a kick in the nuts, both out of fear for the fact that, well, is this bad signs, and because, well, you waited a very long time, it feels like, and now you just have to wait just as long for the rest. Because yes, it turns out that this is the One Piece chapter 930, and again, the Angry Anime Fan to bring you to it. And what I just said is, yes, despite the fact that One Piece came back for this after the jump break, it appears that it's not going to skip Oda's scheduled breaks. So, seeing that we already got three, we are now going to go on a break again. Okay, enough ranting about that. Now to the chapter. I call this a little bit of despising situations because, well, there are two things that happens in these situations. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want her dead very badly, actually. I just would prefer if she died a more humiliating death than this. But given to the fact that this is Big Mom, I have a very big feeling we haven't seen the rest of her. Yes, because Big Mom appeared again this arc. It's the end only that's the biggest problem. But we'll see how Oda decides to treat his least favorite character next. In this chapter, first of all, a cover page that details Cracker and Uruj racing on dolphins. Huh. I guess that is meant to show how much of Cracker defeated Uruj. Either way, Zoro enters a town in Kuri called Ebisu Town, where people are not only ugly but also smiling very frequently, because apparently they have to smile because even if life is bad, as long as they're really smiling, then well, there's nothing that can really beat them. And it also turns out that this town is frequently visited by the witching hour boy, who may or may not be this Tonya guy, whatever. Because this thief is actually, unlike Shotenmaru, he is genuinely a good guy. Because he takes from the rich and gives to the poor. And unlike Shotenmaru, who only looks out for himself. So, hmm, so it's basically they are smiling because luck goes to those who smile. So, and it's also revealed that they even have clean water, perhaps from a well or something like that. Although Zoro do not want it because, well, they need everyone to have that thing. So while the smile may look a little creepy, one wonders exactly how easy it is to fragile. It is worth noting that it is a little moving, especially moving that although Zoro, of course, do not grins as madly as those guys do, it's worth noting that he gives a silent smirk or smile for these situations. So, and that is actually pretty nice because, as you all know, or probably do not know, is the fact that Zoro is the stoic guy who rarely smiles. He smiles when he wants to smile, but most of all is the fact that mm, he is more kind-hearted than people give him credit for. So when he is actually moved by something that looks pretty dorky, then we all should be pretty moved by that as well. So it's probably that if Ebusu-tan is ever going to be burned down, I have a feeling Zoro is not going to take that lightly. Elsewhere, however, it turns out Big Mom is already here. We all know she would be here, but the fact that she enters this quickly. And it turns out that no, Kaido and Big Mom did not come to an understanding. Granted, they are both arrogant pieces of shit, so of course they wouldn't get along. They have arrived at the waterfall by enslaving the carp, and while Kaido is demanding that they shoot them down. We see some of their children as they all appear on one ship. We see many of her children, including Flambe, but we do not see Katakuri, mind you. Is that a bad sign? Is that a sign that his wounds have yet to heal, or that Big Mom very likely killed him? I'm still going with the fact that Big Mom would likely kill him. Then again, if Big Mom did kill him, not only would that establish Big Mom as most stupidest Yonko of all time, because why would you even want to kill your top person? Granted, Big Mom technically do not need anyone to protect her because she is just that powerful, but still, killing the one that have actually brought her family together is a very dumb move. So if she had done that, then I would actually give a very long eye and say, and her children still follow her. But again, Big Mom is powerful, even without uh, Katakuri. So, and the children cannot defy her. So we'll see. And yes, she's also here because, well, she is chasing Zeus as well. And it's even worth noting that despite the fact that Kaido do not fear Big Mom, she does says that they are not ready to fight her yet because, well, if they do, it will be an all-out war. So even though Big Mom is climbing the waterfall, suddenly the one who destroys the carp as well as the ship itself is none other than King, who, for some strange reason, is not revealed to have a mythical devil fruit. You all remember King, one of the calamities, as we presume at least. In is apparently he has flames coming out of his bodies out of reasons we have yet to understand. But no, it turns out that he doesn't have a mythical devil fruit. He has a dinosaur devil fruit. I mean, we all went with the theory at first that every single calamity did have an ancient devil fruit. But then we saw King and his wings, not to mention his burning hair, and now you're telling me all that is not because he has a mythical devil fruit? Oda, please don't leave us questioning like that. Give us answers. Granted, however, it may just be that King is a freak of nature, just like Kaido. Yes, the theories are right. Either way, King's devil fruit is, luckily we do at least hear the name of the devil fruit. It's the dragon fruit model, how do you say this? Model Petranodon. The flying guy. As the ship is sinking, we see Big Mom fall into the ocean. And she is a Yonko with a devil fruit, meaning she cannot swim. Not to mention almost half of her children are devil fruit users as well. So, yeah. Is this how Big Mom gonna die? Huh. I wanted her to die on her back, humiliated with her children all leaving her behind. Well, guess we'll see. Finally, the gang of Law, Sanji, Usopp, and Frankie all run away because, well, they are not meant to be caught. As Law makes it perfectly clear to them that if they are to get captured, do not mention a single thing about the mink or the samurai. Of course, Usopp is pretty scared about that, and it's very likely that he will talk. But I mean, Usopp is cowardly, but also loyal sometimes. So who knows? It's the fact that he also pulls reverse psychology because, well, he wants Sanji to do it. Unfortunately, page 1 begins to wreck every single place he sees, even other Soba stands that does not have to do anything with Sanji, as they all demands that Sangoro comes out here. And we all know Sanji. After all, Uda has decided to make him his least favorite character, so and that the trend he has created for him is the fact that Sanji is now so kind to a fault, and he doesn't want to look when see innocent people get hurt, even though all of these people are probably Yorkas. So of course he immediately chases after page 1, delivers a kick on him that unfortunately doesn't do anything to him. No surprise there. After all, Uda has made Sanji his least favorite character, so he cannot damage him. However, it's worth noting though that page 1 do not recognize who Sanji is, meaning that he has probably been in Wano for a pretty long time. He doesn't know that it is. He just believes it's Sangoro. So, and then Sanji gets an idea. Is the fact that page one doesn't know who he is, meaning that it doesn't matter how that if he fights him. But also saying that taking recruiting is nice, but taking out workers is well as well. So he decides to pull one thing. If someone doesn't know who he is, he can disguise himself with his Vinsmoke raid suit. Are you kidding, Uda? First, you pull the fact that he gained a rain suit, which very likely has a very bad design, just to further mock him, you know. Then, you pull out the fact that he's now gonna use the raid suit. Because he cannot defeat page one without it! Or are you saying that Sanji only decides to do that because, well, he knows that he cannot get injured, and if he wields the Vinsmoke suit, he probably won't get injured? Or probably if he uses that, he can disguise himself even more. Because he says it'll be fine as long as my identity isn't revealed. Well, technically, isn't that Vinsmoke technology? But page one do not recognize who Sanji is, so I guess he wouldn't even recognize what kind of technology that is. He probably will think it's Vegapunks. Unfortunately, One Piece is on a break next week. He just came back. And now we're on a break again. Yippee-ki-yay. Not surprising, but still. Yippee-ki-yay. So yeah, once again, Oda shows that Sanji is his least favorite character. Not only did he fail to wound page one with one simple kick, but also now he's going to use the raid suit. The raid suit, which I hoped he would use against a Calamity! Not a headliner. And it's very likely that even with that raid suit, Sanji is gonna blow it all. Well, who knows? I mean, there's the way the dialogue is here, that is basically saying that he won't get exposed or get injured. So basically, just feels like having that suit will just hide his identity even more. Perhaps even to the others. After all, I don't know if they have read the news, you know, the other bastards. So maybe they don't know anything about the Vinsmoke situation. Well, yeah, that's basically the chapter. Again, not a great one to start the chapters, as well as not the fact that, once again, that Big Mom has now returned, although technically she already fell into the ocean. But she's definitely not going to drown, because let's face it, a Junko is not going to die like that. She's going to die a humiliating death. I just don't think drowning. Not to mention that she should at least have 5 or so fishmen working under her. Not to mention one of her children is of mer folk. So yeah, I'm just saying. There should be some swimmers that should take her up to the surface. Granted, however, if they can lift her, that's another story. And finally, Sanji is going to use his raid suit. The raid suit he despises. He's going to use that because page 1 didn't get faced by one kick, or he's going to use that to further hide his identity and not get injured. I don't know, but I have a very big feeling that a raid suit is going to give him an incredibly dorky and pathetic disguise, just to further mock Sanji as Oda's least favorite character, as well as showing us how much the Vinsmokes really hated him. I guess we'll wait and see, right? And finally, I guess the Ebisu town, well, creepy there with the smile and all. It's pretty heartwarming that they decide to smile. Even Sora is a little bit moved by that. So I just hope that town won't get destroyed, but I have a feeling it will get destroyed, which will further send Sora into a rampage. That's basically this chapter. Return of old faces, and then on a break again. Nothing new really happened. Not really that remarkable, to be sure. Yes, Sanji using the raid suit is hyping, but again, I wish he would have used that against a Calamity, not a headliner. And the headliners are on their way to the district, so please, Oda, at least let Sanji defeat page 1 without getting injured. But I have a feeling like everything of this is not going to go as smooth as we think it is. So give me your thoughts if you have any.